This is Fitness Blender's home, upper, and lower back workout. In this routine, we're going to be going through 3 different rounds of 8 exercises. You're going to need to have dumbbells or resistance bands and a physio ball to do this routine. Go to fitnessblender.com to find out what muscle groups are used and how many calories are burned in this workout. Let's go ahead and get started with round number 1. Our first exercise are the Pilates back bows, so go ahead and lay down flat on your stomach for this one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now make sure you're keeping your head face down towards the ground on this one, arms perfectly extended straight, legs perfectly extended straight, and you're going to lift your arms and legs up as high as you possibly can, trying to get that chest up off the ground and trying to get those thighs up off the ground. Now just keep pushing to that range of motion as much as is comfortable, really squeezing those arms and legs up off the ground. Two more repetitions. And there's your last one right there. Go ahead and let it all the way back down to the ground and relax. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is the Russian twist. So sitting up on that tailbone for this next one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Feet touching the ground. You're going to lean back with a perfectly flat back, trying to let that upper back or lower back round forward. You want to keep it nice and straight, kind of looking straight forward, rotating left to right as far as is comfortable. Now, if you want to make these more difficult, lift those feet up off the ground or hold a dumbbell across your chest. Almost done. And let it relax right there. And go ahead and roll it over onto your stomach. We're going to go into those Pilates swimmers next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring those arms and legs up off the ground really nice and high. Alternating those legs so that left arm and right foot raise up nice and high. And then that right arm and left foot raise up nice and high. Just keep alternating back and forth. Nice choppy motion. And we're almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one. These are roll downs. This is for your lower back. Go ahead and grab a pair of dumbbells. Start with something nice and small. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Start standing up nice and straight and tall. Roll those shoulders forward. Round that back down. Trying to keep your shoulders and chest as close to those thighs and hips as possible. So as you roll down, you want to kind of tuck those shoulders back in towards those hips. Roll it down as far as you can, then nice and slow, unroll, still trying to keep that chest as close to those thighs and hips as possible as you come back up. Now that's why you don't want to use a whole lot of weight with this one. Just nice light, like 2s or 3s to start out with. You can always start slowly building up. You never want to use a whole lot of weight on this one because you're putting that back in kind of vulnerable position by rounding it out. But as long as you use a light amount of weight, this is great for that lower back. Now just keep that motion going, nice and slow under control. Constantly trying to exaggerate that round in that back and those shoulders as much as possible each time on the way down and the way back up. Just keep that motion going nice and slow, under control. All right, just 2 more repetitions. Really round those shoulders, pulling back towards those thighs and hips. Last one, nice and slow down. And bring it back up. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off. We're moving on to the kneeling Supermans next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. So we're going to be alternating left to right. So similar to those swimmers, it's going to be your left hand and right foot, and then your right hand and left foot. Just alternating back and forth, Squeeze them up and pause for just a second. Nice and slow back down to your hand and knee. So really focus on keeping that control, keeping that balance. Getting a nice tight squeeze to that arm and leg, trying to get it up nice and high. So one more on each side. And your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, go grab those dumbbells again. We're going to be doing reverse flies next. And get ready. And begin. Bend straight over at the hips. You want to keep that back perfectly flat. Never let it round out. You actually want to kind of arch it up a little bit if you can. Knees can be either completely straight or a slight bend in them. Those arms can come straight up out to the side so that hand is just about directly out from your ear. And you're bringing those hands and those arms up above the height of your chest as much as you can. So nice tight squeeze every single time. Just 2 left. Really pull those arms up on this last one. Nice tight squeeze. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the Physio ball back extensions. Now it's good to have your feet anchored at the base of a wall for this one, so find an open piece of wall. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. So anchor those feet to the wall. Those toes should be pushing up the base of the wall like you're doing almost like a calf raise. Your thighs and hips are pressed up against the ball, kind of holding yourself stable. Round over in front of that ball as far as you can go, as far as your back will allow you to round. And then arch it back up nice and high. Really squeeze up back behind you as high as is comfortable. Just make sure that face is always looking down towards the ground. You don't want to arch that head up as well. Now, if you want to make this exercise a little bit more difficult, you can bring those hands directly up above your head so you're keeping a nice straight line up from your shoulder, bicep right next to your ear. And just do the motion with those arms completely out. Just adds a little bit more leverage in there, makes that back have to work a little bit harder. Otherwise, you can always hold a dumbbell across your chest. Just keep that motion going, nice and smooth, under control. Almost done. And there you go, let it relax. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is our last exercise for the round. This is the medicine ball pendulum swing. Get ready. And begin. So those legs are perfectly straight. You want to keep that back perfectly straight. Lean over as far as is comfortable from that hip. And then you're just going to rotate nice and slow from left to right. Now we're using a medicine ball here, but you don't necessarily have to use a medicine ball. You can always use just a dumbbell, holding on to the ends of that dumbbell as you rotate back and forth. Works just the same. Just make sure you're trying to really push that range of motion left to right. Nice, slow, controlled motion. Just make sure you don't swing. Almost done. And there you go. Go ahead and let it relax right there. That's the end of round number 1. Let's go ahead and get started with round number 2. We're going to start back over with the Pilates back bow. So flat down on your stomach. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Lift those arms and legs up nice and high. The harder version is you keep those hands and feet hovering off the ground. Don't let them touch. Otherwise, you can always let those feet and hands touch back down for just a split second if you need a little extra rest. Otherwise, just pull them up nice and high. Tight squeeze up as high as you possibly can each time. Right back down to a hover and back up again. There's 2 repetitions left. One more nice tight squeeze. Get up nice and high. And let it relax. All right, flip it over up on your tailbone for this one. Next is the Russian twist. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Lean back on that tailbone, feet still touching the ground, rotating left to right, as far as is comfortable. Relatively quick motion. Remember, if you want to make it harder, dumbbell at your chest or lift those feet off the ground. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax right there. We're going to flip you back over onto your stomach for the Pilates swimmers next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Flatten again. Pull those arms and legs up off the ground nice and high. And remember, you're going to be alternating left hand, right foot, right hand, left foot, back and forth as you do that swimming motion. Just remember, try to keep those hands and feet hovering off the ground the entire time. Nice, quick motion, but make sure you have it under control. Almost done. Just a few more. And let it relax right there. Drop them back down. Go ahead and stand up. Grab a pair of dumbbells for the roll downs. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Round those shoulders, round that back, get down towards those feet as close as you can. Remember, keep that chest back down towards those thighs and those hips as best as possible. You're really trying to round that back over as much as you can. There's almost a stretch as much as it is work on that back. Just 2 more repetitions. Really exaggerate them, really round them as much as you can. And here's your last one right here. Round those shoulders over forward, round that back. And slowly back up. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off. Get down onto those hands and knees for the kneeling Superman. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now remember, this is similar to those swimmers. You're going to be alternating your left hand, right foot with your right hand and your left foot, squeezing them up nice and high back behind you. Now this one you want to take your time and pause and hold it in balance for just a second before you switch sides. This is a great one for your upper and lower back at the same time. Just one more on each side. And last one with that left hand, right foot. Squeeze it up, balance, and let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells again. We're going to the reverse fly. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bend over at that hip. Keep that back perfectly flat. Knees slightly bent or completely straight. Those arms should come up and out to the side. Remember, your hand should be up around your ear level. And then pulling those arms all the way up above that chest as high as you can. Just 2 more. And there's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, grab that Physio ball. These are the back extensions next. Remember, feet up against the wall for this one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Prop yourself up on that ball so those thighs and hips are up on top. Toes against the wall, pressing into the wall like you're doing a calf raise. Then round over forward as far as you can. Arch it back up nice and high. Just keep that motion going as much as you can. Really try to exaggerate it, rounding over the ball and pulling back up behind you as high as possible. Just 2 more repetitions. One more nice tight squeeze. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one. This is the medicine ball pendulum. Now you can go ahead and grab that medicine ball, or you can always use a dumbbell for this one, doesn't matter. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember, bend over those hips, nice flat back, knees either slightly bent or completely straight, whichever is more comfortable. Rotating left to right just through those shoulders. Don't let those hips swing back and forth. Try and get as much range of motion as you can from left to right. Just a nice tight squeeze, nice slow controlled motion. Almost done. So one more back over the other side. And let it relax. All right, pause it here if you need a little bit of a rest. Otherwise, we're going to move right on to round number 3. Let's start back over with the Pilates back pose. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Keep those arms and legs out there nice and straight. Bicep up next to your ear. Pulling everything up nice and high. Trying to get those thighs and that chest off the ground as high as you possibly can. Nice tight squeeze. And slowly back down. Remember, keep that hover for the harder version. Otherwise, let them completely touch to make it a little bit easier. Almost done. Just 2 more. Your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the Russian twist next. Go ahead and sit up. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Lean back, start rotating left to right. Make sure that back is perfectly flat. Don't let those shoulders round or don't let that lower back round. Nice, slow, fluid motion. Keep those feet up off the ground if you want to make it a little bit harder, or hold a dumbbell across your chest. We're almost done. Just a few more repetitions through. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, sit back up. We're going to flip you back over onto your stomach for the Pilates swimmers next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Arms and legs come up nice and high. Remember, alternating back and forth. Left hand, right foot, then right hand, left foot. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one. Go ahead and stand up and grab those dumbbells for the roll downs. Get ready. And begin. Roll those shoulders over forward, round that back out. Remember, trying to keep that chest back towards those hips and thighs as close as you can. Then nice and slow, unroll it, coming back up. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Really exaggerating that arch. Trying to really roll those shoulders and back as much as possible. Just got 2 left. Remember, really exaggerate, really try to round that back over at the bottom. Here's your last one. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off down on those hands and knees for the kneeling Superman. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Right arm, left leg, squeeze them up nice and high and pause. Short little pause for balance. Then switch it over to the other side. Almost done, just one more on each side. That last one, that left arm, right leg. Short pause. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells again. Stand up for the reverse fly. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bend over at those hips. Keep that back nice and flat. Pulling those arms up and out to the sides, nice and high. Remember, keep those hands forward just a little bit so they're about even with your ears. Just really focus on trying to get those arms up as high as possible past the point of that chest. Just 2 more left. And last one, nice tight squeeze. And let it relax. All right, move on to the Physio ball back extensions. Grab that ball, move up against the wall. Remember, those feet are anchored to the wall. Ready? And begin. Go ahead and prop yourself up on that ball so your hips and thighs are up on top of it. Those feet against the wall, pressing those toes against the wall like you're doing a calf raise to anchor yourself down. Then round over that ball as far as you can. Arch it back up as high as is comfortable. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. And get a nice tight squeeze on that last one. And let it relax. All right, let's move on to the medicine ball pendulum swing. Remember, you can do this with a dumbbell if you need to. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Nice flat back. Knees either slightly bent or perfectly straight. Just rotating that torso, those shoulders as far as you can, left to right. Trying to get as much range of motion out of it as possible without tipping those hips. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Almost done. So one more through. Back over. And let it relax. Good job, you just finished Fitness Blender's upper and lower back workout.